It's good to be the king. It's always good to be the king. And it's always good to drink Zach's King. So that's what we're going to do today.
Oh, to have friends like Dave.
You're welcome. Welcome back to another edition of Bourbon Kingdom. I'm David.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are going to review the King of Kentucky. And I'm really excited about it.
Yes, it is part of my annual hopes and dreams to be able to get one to review.
Yeah.
Difficult times this year.
Yeah.
I'm trying, like literally, and nobody is crying for me, and I get that. Nor should anybody cry.
No one is.
I'm not asking for tears.
Please put in the comment section if you are crying for Zach, you got problems.
Stop. Just stop right now. Don't do that for me. Don't do it for anybody. But I pretty much missed King Week, Pappy Week.
Yeah.
I caught like some of the tail end of like Pappy and BTAC, but
Yeah.
I just missed the opportunity to get any.
Yeah.
Clearly because we didn't review any this year. But yeah, this was the end of the year. There's a rewards program over at Cox's. A couple stores do rewards programs locally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Total Wine has like their Grand Reserve, and Liquor Barn now just started one. Cox's has theirs. This was part of the end of the year. Yeah, if you spend so much, you get part of that. Blah blah blah. So I was able to get this. That's the only one I was able to score this year.
Yeah.
But it's crazy because I
have
haven't.
not gotten one, so.
He hasn't tried. Wait until he tries, and then he'll walk out with a case or two or five.
Mm.
You know, it's crazy because I haven't heard the best of things of Kings this year.
Yeah.
But this barrel, I've heard great things about.
I've had two different barrels, and one was just okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you hate, like, when you spend $50 for a pour, you want it to be really, really good.
Well, you want it to meet the standard.
Yeah.
And that should be something like we talk about really quick, because I know some people get irritated with us when we talk about it. Just name a couple easy brands: Kings, GTS, WLW, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof.
Yeah.
You know, certain things that are going to be very consistent on their profiles that they look for every year.
Mm-hmm.
And so we hold them to a standard. Stag's another one of them.
Yeah.
We hold them to a standard because we think that they should be great for what they are.
Yeah.
Do I think Elijah Craig Barrel Proof should maybe ever be a king? No. Do I think it should be something incredibly special?
Yeah.
At the same time, or can it be incredibly special? Yeah.
And all these places are big enough to, if it doesn't meet their standard, just don't put it out.
I mean, Buffalo Trace didn't do it with GTS one year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, you're right. You're right. That is very true. So, with all that being said, is a bad king still good? Yes. Is a bad Elijah Craig Barrel Proof still good? Probably.
Except for, what was that batch?
Oh, there was one batch.
Was that 11?
11.
This 10 or batch 10 or 11?
Oh, wait, were we talking Stag?
No, Barrel Proof. The E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof. What is that? 11?
What are you talking 11? Are you talking about the 11 year?
Yeah.
I have no clue what you're talking. Was it this year?
No, not this year.
Last year, a couple years ago?
2 years ago.
Oh, yeah, we thought all three of them were mid.
Yeah.
So we thought all three, it was 2 years ago, we thought all three of them were like mid, like meh. And then they came out with that batch C last year that was just.
Oh, no, we're talking about two different things. You're talking about Elijah Craig. I was talking about E.H. Taylor, sorry. Listen.
Didn't I literally just ask him if he's talking about the Elijah Craig?
Hey, listen.
Somebody check this.
Hit the like, subscribe, turn on notifications.
I
don't know if you want to like or subscribe. But just tell us which one of us was right. It was probably me. I mean, 100% it was probably me. But
on being right?
Oh no, I'm wrong.
Oh
no. I'm falling on the sword here.
Okay.
I'm falling on the sword here. We had a miscommunication sitting right next to each other. So anyway,
can you hear the words coming out of my mouth?
You don't understand a word I'm saying, do you?
All right. So yes, not Elijah Craig. E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof 11, batch 11.
Was that the bad one?
That one was awful.
Yeah, that was.
But then it won a bunch of awards.
Those people were drunk.
I still feel bad for Wes for opening that. He was such a sweetheart and opening that for us.
Yeah.
I have talked about so many people in our group, in my group chat from all of this.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the last recording, so cheers to Wes.
Cheers to Wes.
So anyways, really quick, before we start, this is barrel number 5. This is Warehouse G, Warehouse G, Rick 15. This is 102. There's 102 bottles that came out of this barrel. This is number 3.
It's 127.2%.
And it's 16 years old.
And it is 16 years old.
Well, let's see. This was barreled on 7/19/2007. Does it say when it was? Actually, I think it was like barreled in June, May, August. I don't know when it was.
Bottled in June?
I don't know. Whenever it was.
Yeah.
Now, I have a little bit of a theory, though, about King. Wow. Oh, yeah. Here we are.
I think this smells like King. Just what do you do?
Does this smell incredible? Oh, man. Okay, so I'm going to tell you all something that I told. We were actually drinking. Were we drinking it? No. We met some friends.
Yeah.
Down at Evergreen Nulu.
Yeah.
And I think I said this to you down there. So I think you and I had the same barrel of King, different bottles. Same barrel. I think we had the shorter barrel, right?
Yes, I think the shorter barrel.
So we had the shorter barrel of King Run. It was 50-something bottles. And I said, I thought the nose was great, was incredible, but I thought it drank like last year's M10.
Yeah.
And you said to me, you're like, well, that's really great. And it won our whiskey of the year, by the way. So that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah.
But I don't want it to drink like an M10. I want it to drink like a King.
That is true. I do agree with you on that.
And that is going back to my point on some of the stuff whenever I talk about hey, whenever
the M10 is smooth, easy to drink, and it's such deliciousness, but King, you want to know that you're drinking it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
And to get one of these on the secondary, it's 12 to 15, 1600, depending on where you're at.
Yeah.
So compared to get last year's M10, unless you're just wanting to chase the A barrel again, you get 3 to 4 of them.
At least.
So, anyway, sorry. Got on the soapbox. I'm getting off. Let's go. Nose is incredible. Heavy char.
Yeah.
Ton of heavy char.
Yeah.
Dark oak. You can literally smell the age of it.
Yeah.
That's how amazingly beautiful and sexy it is on the nose.
And it's just so rich in the, I was going to say the oak is what really stands out on this. It reminds me a lot of
that. Right over here, I have a King Kentucky from 2020.
Yeah.
That nose on that bottle back there is so much like this one. It's incredible. It's honestly awesome.
I can vaguely remember the 2020s.
Mm-hmm. It's only that barrel.
Yeah.
2020 Kings aren't they get a lot of hate. I don't think they're as bad as what people think that they are.
Yeah.
But I think that barrel is incredible. But this is just on the nose, man. It just screams everything you want from Brown-Forman. There's a smidge of fruit on there. There's some chocolate, some caramel.
I get the chocolate right at the end of the nose there, just almost like a cocoa.
A little bit of tobacco. Not a ton. But for this being 127 proof, I'm just going to move this out of the way. There is no proof on the nose on that at all.
No. Again, that oak influence on the taste, on the palate, is right there. To me, you all, if you've been around this channel at all, you know I love a good oaky, and that's why this is always one that I love, because the oakiness generally shines through in this in a good way. And to me, this is the same. It's there's just so much good oak on that.
Mm-hmm. This to me is what, like, along the profile of what I want. I want dark, heavy profile of either fruits or chocolate, which you get a little bit of both on there.
Yeah, you do.
You get a ton of age and oak influence on there.
Yeah.
And it stays on your palate.
It does.
The finish doesn't go away.
It does not.
And we have drank a cigar blend today and a barrel proof rye.
We have.
And this thing overpowers both of them by far.
Mm-hmm.
It literally cleanses and washes away your palate.
Yeah. And this is honestly, if you drink King at all, this is what you expect from King.
It's wild because the couple I've had now have been a little lacking except for this barrel. So I say lacking. It's just like that standard.
Yeah, it's not that it's bad. It's that it's.
And look, I got lucky with this one. It's not that I picked it out.
Yeah.
It's not that
They didn't give him 5 choices.
I didn't get the option of saying you picked this barrel, this barrel,
Which
this
barrel would you like?
This barrel, just on it. Well, I think they've had some shorter barrels this year.
I mean, that 50. There's a 54 at least, and I think there's like a 75-ish somewhere in there.
Yeah. I still think like the best age for King is around that 15-year mark, and I still think the best barrel count or bottle count out of a barrel is somewhere between 80 to 120.
Yeah.
I think once you start getting too short, I think it doesn't work. And I think some of the higher ones are so good, but I just think that sweet spot is somewhere between like 80 to 120 count.
Yeah.
I mean, this just...
There's a good tobacco influence on the back end of that to me. Sorry, I just hit my microphone. Sorry, guys, if you're going to hear that.
It's like the, talking about Christmas season, you know those chocolate-covered cherries that they have, whatever?
Yeah.
Now, think if you took a little bit of that, like, and you had it, and it was, like, warm enough to dip into, like, ice cream and, like, some Cool Whip, and you're just eating on some of that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Throw a little bit of, like, oak in there.
All in all, this is really good. This is what
It's really great.
This is what I expect from a King. And I was worried because the first one I had was a short barrel, and I was like, this is fine, but it wasn't great. So,
Again, this is the barrel 5. This is the 102 count. I'll say this. If we're going overall King this year, I think I'd rather have like last year's or the year before's from what I've had, if I'm being fair.
Yeah.
This seems pretty great. And again, people are going to comment and be like, well, you're saying because it's yours. I honestly, if I would have had the...
No, we've had, there's an 18-year up there. Is that up there?
Yeah, it's back there.
Well, 18 years back there. And to be honest with you, we reviewed the 18, and we both said, I would rather have the regular King. I thought the regular King was way better.
I think something with the age thing, I like to think I'm right about that with the age, that it hits differently, and there's a sweet spot for it, for sure.
Yeah.
So
I think if you're going to age it over that, you got to start.
It's an art, man.
And maybe they do move it around or whatever, but I would venture to say, like, don't leave it where it's sitting for the first 15. Like, move it.
Well, it's a... you just got to add more water. That's all you got to do.
That's all you got to do. Just add a little bit of water. All right. Well, tell us if you've had this. Tell us tell us what you think about it. We always love to hear that. And until next time.
Hold on. Oh, obviously we recommend buying this.
Oh, of course. Like, if you can get your hands on it, you buy it. It's like if you get your hands on a B-type, you buy it. If you get your hands on a Pappy, you buy it. Like, those are things that you just buy.
Is it worth trading for? Here's the one thing I'm going to say. If you can get a barrel like this, it's great for this year.
Yeah.
Is it worth looking at maybe a couple years ago instead of trading for something like that? I would be honest with you guys and consider that over this year.
Yeah, that's probably.
But this barrel here,
it's good. Awesome. Yep, it's really, really good. So, all right. Well, till next time.
We'll see you.
We'll see you.